Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how I made this basic nether base, and the inside is going to be plain so you can put in whatever you want, but this is just a simple basic structure using nether material that fits really nicely out in the warp forest biome. Okay, the parts we're going to need to build this are going to be lantern, stairs, black stained glass, the black stone bricks, polished basalt, iron bars, the shroom lights, the warped stairs, warped door, and the warped trap door. These 4 items you're going to be able to get from this tree right here, or mushroom I guess I should say. And then these guys you're going to need to get from the basalt biome. That's going to be the easiest place to find those. And if you don't know what one of those look like, I will put one up on the screen right now. So as you can see in the image, you're going to have your basalt and your blackstone. So you need to find one of those biomes, get a whole bunch of stacks of those items, and then come back to wherever your building site's going to be. Okay. I found a nice spot over here in the warped forest biome over here in the nether. I've already gone out and I've cleared out a lot of the foliage and kind of leveled it off a little bit so we have a nice flat building surface to build on. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start on a back corner and work our way forward. So first you want to figure out where you want one corner of the house to begin. So I'm going to start my house right here, and we're going to go up 4 blocks with the polished basalt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want the texture going up like this. So then we're going to skip 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th one we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is going to be one side of the building. And then we're going to come to the back and we're going to do almost the same thing, but slightly different. We're going to come out 5, start on the 6. 1, 6, 1, and then up 4. But on the middle section, or the very middle of your house, you're only going to go out 4. Yes. So when we're doing the very front and the very back, instead of going 5, we're only going to go 4, and that will make sense in a little bit. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to repeat this process all the way around, and I will come back once I finish doing that. Okay, so once you have something that looks like this is going to be the first phase done. So next what we're going to do is we're actually going to connect all of these together along the outside, and we're going to put some extras coming off of the sides to kind of make it look like they're giant log pillars connected to each other. So really simply, all we're going to do is come here and just start linking everything together like so. Because right now what we're doing is we're building out the frame of the house. Because once we have the frame built, filling it in is going to be really simple. It's pretty much wash, rinse, repeat. So finishing all of this. Okay, when you have everything connected, it should look like this. Now we want to make sure that the basalt looks like it's going in a horizontal fashion when it's going across, and a vertical when it's going up and down. And then next what we're going to do is we're actually going to reduplicate this one more time on top. And I'll be right back once I finish doing that. Okay, and when you finish doing that, it will look something like this. So we are actually almost done with the framing aspect of the house. What we're going to do next to finish up the framing is we're actually going to stick pieces at every intersection like this. Because what it's going to do, it's going to kind of hide these intersections so you don't see this guy, because it's a kind of ugly. And what you would expect going through an actual house is a beam going across the house and it's sticking out the side. So we're just going to kind of fill in all of these connections with one extra piece coming out of it. So you kind of see what looks to be like tree rings coming out of the side. And what we're going to have to do also is we're going to have to kind of chop away some of this netherrack out of the way so we can have room for the ceiling. But that will not be an issue. So I'm going to finish filling this all in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so when you're all done, it should look something like this. Now the last thing that we're going to do is actually going to do the front hallway that leads from the front door into the main house structure. So come to the front where we actually have this slightly shorter section, and we're going to come out, I believe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, I think it's 4, maybe 5. No, it's 4. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to connect them like so. Oh, there's one there. Hold on. There we go. Connect it all up. And we're going to duplicate this. Like so. Okay. So the basic framing of the house is done. Now if you want, you can put a rear door over here or some other entrances if you want. I'm just going to leave one main entrance, because what I generally do is I tend to build this on the very side of a cliff like this, and then I have mines going out to either nether portals or what have you to maneuver around the nether. So usually I don't build a back, I kind of recess it into the side of a wall. But for this demonstration, I'm going to actually have the back exposed so you can kind of see what the whole thing would look like if it wasn't recessed into the wall. Okay, so now that we have our frame done, what we're going to do now is start actually filling it in. So to do this, it's kind of the same process in each section. So I'm going to show you how to do one section, and then you guys are smart enough to figure out how to do the rest. And then after that, we'll go in and we'll do the front entrance, and after that, the roof. So let's get started with the sides here. So the sides are really simple. You just start with some of these bad boys. Here, 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 and here. Oops, not there. Here. Okay. Now, you can use regular blackstone stairs. I'm going to use the polished blackstone stairs, not the polished stone brick ones, just to kind of add a little bit variety and to break up this stone pattern a little bit. Because we are kind of trying to go for a old-timey, decrepit, long forgotten about mansion. So we're going to then put these in, put our iron bar, not there, there, and then our trap doors. So the lights are going to add a little bit of color, but also it's going to light up the area significantly, and it's also going to light up inside the house once we're all done. So that's basically it. So now we're just going to kind of repeat this in every single open slot except for this area right here, because we're going to do something a little different here. So I'll be right back once I finish filling in all of these, because again, it's identical to this. Okay, now we have all of the sides and the back kind of filled in. So like I said, it's just the same thing, just duplicated over and over and over and over. But the front is where we're going to make things a little different. So it's going to be actually pretty close, at least on the sides. You're just going to throw these guys here, some stairs, or these dudes. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, the front is where we're going to be a tiny bit different. So we're going to put 2 blocks out of the way. We're going to put our door. We also need some glass. So let's just quickly grab that. Now you don't have to put glass here. I'm just going to put it here just so you can see outside. So in case there's, oh, hold on. Also, you want iron bars. Do not forget the iron bars. So I'm going to have the glass just so you'll be able to take a peek outside to see if anything is waiting in front of the door. And, oop, not that. And that. So this way you have a front door, you have front windows, and it gets everything all nicely sealed. So that's basically going to do majority of the outside. What's going to be left now is the roof, and the roof can be kind of annoying, and you tend to fall a lot. I have fallen off building this roof multiple times. So make sure you have boots with feather falling or something along those lines, because you probably will fall off the roof a lot. But we're going to start off with an easier thing, and we're just going to do the front little roof for this front entry here. So we're going to start off by just lining these like so. And then we're going to go up. Now, what we also can do, which will probably look pretty nice, is if we actually go and put 3 more of these shroom lights here. And the reason why we're going to do that is because when we come through and we start putting our, not at all like that, these in, it's actually going to start to, oops, hang on, I lied. It's going to be here. Yes, much better. It's going to be like that, so it will look like this. Okay. Then fill that in like so. Alright. So that's kind of our generic roof structure. If you want to do the roof slightly different, by all means, I feel like that's personal taste. I like how this looks, so. But the last little touch that we're going to do for this guy actually is we're actually going to put a block. We're going to put an upside down stair and a regular facing stair. It kind of adds that little peak to the roof, and I think just makes it look a little creepy, which definitely fits the vibe of this particular dimension. And then we're gonna have to cover this up back here with just regular stone like that. Yeah, so that's gonna be the roof for the very front section. The remaining roof is almost identical identical to that. However, we are going to add those little tiny windows in the roof to kind of add a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're just going to line the perimeter with these stairs. And I'm going to have to get rid of some of this netherrack because it is in the way. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go and knock out this netherrack right here because it is in the way and nobody wants that. Okay, we've cleared out some of that netherrack, so we have plenty of room to go build some stuff. Alright, so back to what we were doing. So we got our original perimeter of our fencing right here. Now, next we need to do is map out where we actually want the windows to be. And it's actually really simple. It's actually very similar to how we build it right here. So we're just going to come up here. We're going to do our block, our shrooms, block again, stair, stair. And you're going to build this in each location where you want these sticking out of the roof. So I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do 1 on each end, right in the very middle. So I'm going to build these and be right back. Okay. Once we get the 4 windows, or if you want to put more or less, that's completely up to you, but I'm going to do 4. So with these 4, next we're just going to start continuing to build the roof up around them. So it's going to be pretty simple, just going around and filling in with a bunch of stairs. And this is really boring, really tedious, and this is the point where I fell off the roof the most. Because even if you're crouching, you can still walk off the roof. It's just a pain. There's really just no getting around that fact. So I'm just going to keep doing this. When I am doing something a little different, we'll check back in. Okay, so we have added 3 more rows to get us to this point. So we are now level with the top of the 3rd story windows here. So next what we're going to do is fill this up a little bit, because we don't want to have any holes between our roof and our windows. I guess you'd call these our attic windows. Okay, now we're going to go and build the roofs for the attic windows here. So we're going to simply just start off putting 3 blocks with not upside down, putting stairs like so. Then we're going to come down and do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to be coming down 1, and then we are going to go out 1 block on each side here. And then for this section, we're going to take an upside down stair here. So that's going to give us our main roof. And then just like we did right here, we're just going to duplicate that on the top of each one, just to keep everything consistent and nice looking. So if we run over here, we can start to see what the final product is going to look like. And, well, actually, before I forget, before we move on, you can also put, not there, you can put some more trapdoors on the sides here, since these are exposed. That's a personal preference. I think it looks better, but you obviously don't have to. So I'm just going to go and finish the rest of the roofs for the attic windows, and then we'll finish off the roof, and then we can worry about the interior a little bit. And once we're done with that, we can go and just quickly whip up a quick interior to make it move in ready. So same process as before. We're just going and sticking more stairs, like so. Nothing crazy, just wash, rinse, repeat. It's a very repetitive build. Okay, once you get to this point, so basically I went one level of stairs above the top of the roof. And to finish it off, you could just take either half slabs or full slabs and just kind of fill in the top here. What you can also do is you could put like a small observation tower, because I've seen some old-timey mansions have little center watchtower-like areas. But for this build, I'm just going to leave it a perfectly flat roof. So then once we finish getting this all filled in here at the top, the exterior is going to be all done. And there we go. So that is going to be the exterior of the house. Now if you want to make the roof a little taller, or like I said, you could put a little observation deck up here if you wanted, completely up to you. But I kind of like the way that this looks, especially if you're at ground level and you're just coming up onto this. Yeah, I think it's cool. So next we need to do is worry about the inside of our little house here, because as cool as this is, not super practical. So we need to put some floors, and I see this as a 3-floor building. Now you could definitely dig down and make a basement, but that's completely up to you. If you are building this in the warped forest biome, be warned. If you have your rooms more than 3 or more blocks high, Endermen can teleport into your base, which if you're playing in survival, you probably don't want to happen. So the easiest way I found to be able to prevent that from happening is you just stick half slabs on your 3rd row, so right above your windows. That way the Enderman can't teleport into a 2.5 tall block area, and it keeps the Enderman out of your base. Okay, to fill this in, we're going to be using mostly warp slabs and nether brick slabs. You don't have to use the nether brick, you can just use one or the other. I will assume if you're playing in survival, you will have a lot of netherrack. So getting the nether brick slabs will be very easy for you to do. And what I'm going to use those for is I'm going to use them for the base floor. So I'm just going to knock out everything here. And we're going to replace all of this with slabs. And this is going to kind of do 2 things. A, this is going to give you a little bit more of a robust floor. Also, most mobs cannot spawn on half slabs. So I see it as more of a general good practice just to make your floors half slabs wherever you don't want things to spawn. Now, Endermen still will teleport onto these, so you have to keep your rooms smaller than 3 blocks high in order to keep them from spawning. But for any other things, it should prevent them from spawning. Also, if you're building this in the warped forest, you only have 2 mobs that spawn here. You're going to have the Enderman and you're going to have the skimmers. I think that's what they're called. The little square things that you can ride on lava. Both are pretty passive mobs, unless you look at Endermen, then they will attack you. If you are having a problem with Endermen attacking you, you can wear a jack-o'-lantern. That does kind of negate them attacking you because they can't tell if you're looking at them or not. But it is kind of a pain to see. So just keep a sword handy because they will occasionally attack you, and they're not very nice about it. Oops. So I'm going to finish digging this out and put the floor in its place, and I will be back. Okay guys, I got the whole floor replaced with our stone half slabs, and I think it's looking quite nice. So what we need to do next is actually put in the second floor, so we actually have something to kind of stand on. So I'm just going to do that. It's no different than putting in the floor. It's just putting it up here and going through a bunch of half slabs. So at this point, you're probably realizing that you've gone through a lot of this mushroom wood stuff. It's probably a good idea to have a bunch of bone meal on hand, because then you can go and quickly grow more of these to get more wood, so you don't have to run around and try to find a bunch of trees and risk falling in lava and a whole bunch of other bad stuff that could happen. So I'm gonna go finish putting in this floor, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have gone through and I've put a floor for the second floor and a floor for the third floor. That's hard to say. Now, you don't have to put the holes right here. Obviously, you can put stairs that lead to each floor however your heart desires. Just for the simplicity of this video, I just left a giant hole in the middle so I could fly in between them. Now, like I was saying before, if you actually do want to build this in the warped forest biome, you are going to want to put a second row of slabs like this right on your third block, so right above the window. And again, that is to prevent the Enderman from teleporting into your house, especially if you're AFKing and one of them pops in and then attacks you. That's just no good. No one wants that. So this is kind of only a thing if you're actually building it in that area or you're in survival. If you're in creator, none of this should be a big deal. But yeah, guys, this is going to pretty much wrap up building this little guy right here. Pretty simple, not too complicated. Just a nice creepy house to put in the Nether that you can use as a base, or you can even consider moving full-time into. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Let me know if there's anything I could have done better. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Peace. Guys, before you go, quick rookie move. I forgot to hang some soul lanterns here on the front. That really sells it. So, yeah. My bad.